All right, welcome everybody. Let me try to just share my few little slides here. My name is Julie Shields Rutina, and I am the Senior Director of College Planning, Education, and Training at MEFA. And I'd like to welcome you to our MEFA Institute webinar this morning, Understanding Massachusetts State Financial Aid. And the way it will work is we have two terrific presenters, so they will present to you. And if you have any questions during the presentation, please use the Q&A section to put in your questions, and then we'll leave a little time at the end, and I'll make sure that we are able to answer any questions you may have. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot of detail, a lot of thorough information, so stick around as long as you can. If you do need to leave, this will be recorded, and we will send you the link to the recording and the slides and all of that, so you'll have it, so you could share it with other colleagues who weren't able to attend. And you can also, if you want closed captioning, you can hit the live transcript button. And I think most of you know MEFA, but we have been around since 1982 with our same mission of helping families plan, save, and pay for college. And we have college savings plans, we have low-cost loans, and everything in between is free services and guidance for families, for school counselors, for college access professionals, and for college administrators. And in fact, the webinar today is part of the MEFA Institute, which is our professional development training series. And you can receive professional development points for attending these webinars, either live or after they've been recorded in the MEFA Institute section that's within the counselor section of our website. So please take advantage of all of these things. And here are just some other ways to connect with MEFA. Know that we have, you can sign up for our emails, which just puts you in touch with everything we have available for counselors. We also have email sign up for your families. And if you want information about that, we have sent you information about that, but if you want a refresh, let us know, and we'll send you how your families can sign up for MEFA emails too, and just stay on top of everything related to planning, saving, and paying for college in an age grade targeted way. And here are all the places you can connect with us on social media. Also, this is something that I think sometimes people forget. Please know you can call us anytime or email us at collegeplanning@mefa.org anytime. And we want to hear from you. We want to know how we can be helping you better. So please take advantage of that. And I'm going to end my share. I think I've stopped sharing. Is that right? Yes. And I'm going to introduce our two terrific presenters today, both from OSFA, the Office of Student Financial Assistance. We have Robert Brunn, who is the Senior Associate Commissioner for Student Financial Aid here in Massachusetts within the Department of Higher Education. And we have Allison Conley, who is Assistant Commissioner of Student Financial Aid, also working at OSFA within the Department of Higher Education. And I'm going to turn it over to you two, and you can share your screen, and we'll get going on all the wonderful news in state aid. I'm going to hide myself too.
Great. Thanks, Julie.
So welcome.
Well, thank you, Julie, and good morning, everyone. I am going to speak as loudly as I can because I am in competition with the ventilation system in the room that I am this morning. I am Robert Brunn, as Julie mentioned, and you'll have to forgive even the name tagging that shows Allison Connolly on your screen, but we both are here and very pleased to have this opportunity to speak to you about state financial aid programs and what's been happening here at the state level to provide financial aid opportunities to students and families here in the Commonwealth. And obviously, the Department of Higher Education has been very active working with the Massachusetts legislature to secure financial aid assistance for our students here attending a variety of institutions, whether it's private, public, for-profit, so on and so forth. About a year ago, the Board of Higher Education adopted 4 priorities that really are guiding principles to our work here at the DHE. It's student success and financial aid, economic mobility, public good, innovation. Obviously, all of these 4 principles are finding ways in our financial aid operations and the services that we provide to students. Obviously, we'll have a good opportunity here this morning to talk to you about the work we've done in financial aid and the success that we're hoping that our students are having here in Massachusetts. Let me turn the floor over to Allison Connolly right now, who will speak to you first, and then I'll return to cover some stuff later. Thank you.
Great. Good morning, everyone. As Robert mentioned, we have been expanding higher education's reach in Massachusetts through affordability, access, and outreach. And I just want to speak to you for a moment on access by removing barriers and the tuition equity. In Massachusetts, we have adopted the tuition equity law that carves a pathway to in-state tuition rates for certain non-US citizens, including undocumented students that have attended Massachusetts high school for at least 3 years and have earned a diploma or the equivalent of in Massachusetts. And because of this, we have created what we're calling the MEFA, the Massachusetts Application for State Financial Aid. It's for students that otherwise could not file a FAFSA. This launched in January of 2024 for the 23-24 academic year, and we are swiftly moving to put this into our Mass Aid system so that students will come to one system, whether you've filed a MASFA or a FAFSA, and see all of the state financial aid programs that you are eligible to receive. The 26-27 MASFA is set to launch later this month, and it will be again in that Mass Aid system. Just a few numbers for you on how the MASFA application has increased over the last few years since it started in 23-24. You can see that in last year, in the 25-26 academic year, and these are numbers up to, I think, last Friday, we have received over 2,574 completed applications. So there's that many more students that we're able to help within the Commonwealth. And this is just a graph of where those students in that first year attended school and how much they received in state financial aid. Again, we don't quite yet have the numbers for last year. We'll should have those in the next month or so, but as you can see, these students have attended across the system throughout community colleges, state university, and the UMass system. Something that we have created this year right on our website is a little wizard so that students can determine if they are in fact eligible to file a FAFSA or if they should file the MASFA. None of this information is saved anywhere. It's just for informational purposes for the student. So they click, if they have a social security number, if they are a US citizen or US national, or if they're an international student. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to the next screen so I can show you the bottom part of this. It tells them if they've, based on their responses, if they qualify for the FAFSA or the MASFA, and a link to those. And then it tells them the deadlines for applying for state financial aid in Massachusetts, which this year is June 30th. Another thing that you may have seen throughout Massachusetts as you're driving up and down the highways are our new campaign, Go Higher. This is throughout all of higher education in Massachusetts. It's a push for students to get information and explore the free and affordable degree and certificate programs across the colleges and universities. If you go to mass.gov, you'll notice that this campaign is very prominent on the website, and then it links over to our site for more information on additional financial aid programs. So the Go Higher campaign is in full extent right now, and you'll see those throughout the state. But also the wizard is up on our website for students to determine if they should be filing the MASFA or FAFSA. And again, the MASFA will go live late this month. Let me just share these final numbers here for FAFSA completion data. So in addition to that MASFA numbers, we also throughout Massachusetts have all these FAFSA completers. And it's hard to see the bottom of the screen, but the total again has increased. So we are back on the upswing of having FAFSA completers throughout Massachusetts with your help at the high schools. 24-25, there were over 298,000, and for this current academic year, we have just over 322,000 students that we've received completed FAFSAs for. So now I will turn it back over to Robert as he continues to talk to you about the access and affordability for students.
Thank you, Allison, and can move on to the next screen. So earlier, I talked about the collaboration between our office here at the DHE, legislature, and others, stakeholders, in terms of putting our efforts together to secure the funding that we need. So obviously we have many thanks to give to our governor, legislature, and others that are really very invested in seeing that Massachusetts students have the best opportunity on our campuses to enroll, persist, and finally complete their education. Next. So the last two programs that have come about here in Massachusetts that really offer free college, at least at the tuition and fee level, are both the Mass Reconnect and Mass Educate. And Free Community College is really better known as the Mass Educate program, which was rolled out in award year 24-25, just last year. And it sort of becomes a sister program to a Mass Reconnect, which was rolled out the year before that in 23-24, and really both with similar objectives of allowing students to enroll at our free community colleges and get tuition, fees, and book allowance free of charge. Obviously, these students have to complete either the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA, or the MASFA application that Allison talked to you about a moment ago. But under either scenario, these students are having, again, their costs fully met. And there's no really need to, for them to contribute towards those costs. The way it works is we look at tuition, fees, and we subtract any non-loan aid, any grant dollars that are available to the students as first dollars, and then whatever difference remains is awarded to students under either Mass Reconnect, Mass Educate as last dollar. So again, these programs are SAI blind, and regardless of student income or family income, they are eligible for these programs. Again, these programs are designed to provide financial assistance to both full and part-time undergraduate students who are enrolled in pursuing an approved program of study. Mass Educate allows a student to earn a maximum of 2 associate degrees, whereby Mass Reconnect itself only allows a student to receive funding for their first associate degree. And again, these programs, both Mass Reconnect and Mass Educate, serves as last dollar financial assistance. And again, it ensures that these students have the opportunity to attend college, at least at the community college level, free of charge, tuition and fee charges. And hopefully, we hope that by the time they complete their associate, they'll transfer over to four-year campus and complete their bachelor's degree. There's also a book allowance that's available to these students, either under either Mass Reconnect, Mass Educate. There's also a second allowance under Mass Educate that's available to students for additional cost they may incur while they enroll. And currently, these allowances are maxed at $1,000, although there's conversation at in the legislature to augment that to $1,200, which is what the maximum was last academic year. And the students have to be enrolled a minimum of 6 credit, again, at any of our 15 community colleges.
And Robert, can I ask one quick question about that? Only because I do get it a lot, and someone just asked this question.
Sure.
They're wondering about students who came into their sophomore year late in high school here in Massachusetts and received credits. I guess this is a little bit different, but I do get this question a lot. If they would be considered able to complete the MASFA.
That's a great question, Julie, and we too get that questions from the public. So under Mass Tuition Equity Law, the students has to complete 3 years of high schools in Massachusetts. However, it does not say that they have to be enrolled for a full year. So to your question, they can enroll part of any of the 3 years and still be considered to having enrolled for 3 years. So if they arrive at the midpoint of either first, second, or third year, they will still qualify to complete the master application.
Thank you so much. And sorry to derail, but I realized, we already talked about the MASFA. I just wanted to get that question answered for the person. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so again, the book allowance is something that's available to all students. The sister program to both Mass Educate and Mass Reconnect, but at 4-year campuses is Mass Grant Plus. And the concept is pretty much the same. It allows students to receive tuition and fees free of charge. Obviously, it's a much bigger ask. These 4-year campuses cost more in terms of tuition and fees, particularly in the fee arena. But there's a commitment on the part of the state to use the Mass Grant Plus program to augment other form of aids that they may be eligible for, whether it's Mass Grant, Bell Grant, or any of the other grant dollars, to make sure that in the end the student has sufficient assistance to pay for tuition, fees, and a book allowance. So Mass Grant Plus serves in the same capacity as do Mass Reconnect and Mass Educate in the 4-year sector. And that's for both our 9 state universities and the 4 undergraduate campuses of the Mass system. So obviously, the commitment is there. Again, it's these programs that serve as last dollar assistance. Again, we make sure that all grant aid is available for towards the cost of tuition and fees, and then whatever the difference is, it's covered by Mass Grant Plus on these 4-year campuses. There's also a Mass Grant Plus expansion program, which commits to provide up to 1/2 of tuition and fees at Massachusetts public campuses, 4-year public campuses. So we're talking the nine state universities and the University of Massachusetts, there is a threshold in terms of the SCI that the student and the family would have to present. If the SCI is 15,000, then the student would qualify for that one half of tuition fees under the Master and Plus Expansion Program. I think this was a way, commitment on the part of the Commonwealth to assist as many students as possible, particularly for families that would not necessarily qualify for Pell Grant or Master and other programs, at least offer them some assistance in terms of meeting tuition and fees costs on our public campuses. And again, we encourage all students to complete either the FAFSA or MASFA and in order to access these wonderful programs. And as Allison mentioned earlier, we are in a process of transitioning the MASFA application on over to a mass aid system. And obviously the benefit of that is to present the students with all the programs that are available in our portfolio, and as would be available to any other students, whether it's Mass Grant or fee assistance or foster child grant or any other programs that are currently housed in our Mass aid system. The other important aspect is to make sure that these students have an opportunity to enroll, persist, and complete their education. So as part of that, the Commonwealth has committed to providing funds to campuses under the Success Program, currently funded at $14 million in the current fiscal year at both community colleges and state universities to provide students with wraparound services, whether it would be peer mentoring, academic skills workshops, or other targeted services, both in transfer academic and scholarship advising. The idea is, if you think of the four pillars of that the board adopted last year, you want to make sure these students have the opportunity not only to enroll in college, but also to complete it and also to move on to careers and opportunities that help them be contributing members of our citizens here in Massachusetts, and also have opportunities to contribute to the overall public good here in the Commonwealth. And I think that we do have the opportunity and the obligation to make sure that we are in support of their education, not only from the financial standpoint in terms of scholarship and grants, but also provide them with the services on campuses that will allow them to persist and hopefully complete their college education. We also have other programs here in Massachusetts that are available across full spectrum to all students. We have the Mass Grant program. Obviously, that's our flagship financial aid programs that really distributes most funding to students, regardless of the type of institutions they attend, be it private, public, for-profit, or even some institutions that are out of state that are eligible to participate in our financial aid programs. There's also the cash grant programs, which is a public focus program at our community colleges, state universities, and the University of Massachusetts. In-demand scholarship is a workforce oriented kind of program that looks to assist students who are enrolled in the STEM-like programs in Massachusetts, at least the programs that are in demand in the Commonwealth, to meet our workforce objectives. We also have a multitude of tuition waivers, some of which you may be more familiar with, the Adams Scholarship Program, the COPLIC, and also a need-based tuition waiver, which is available on our public campuses. High demand scholarship program very much parallels the in demand scholarship, again, very targeted to high need professions in Massachusetts. And again, these programs are, again, currently funded by the legislature. Although high demand in this current year has received some federal funding that will probably expire at the end of this academic year. We also have the Early Childhood Educators Program, scholarship program, which is again targeted, workforce-oriented in the arena of child care and providing opportunities for those who are working in those fields to supplement their education and be more successful in providing those services in that sector. Paraprofessional teacher preparation grant, also workforce targeted program to assist teachers in our classroom. And obviously, many of you may have those professionals at your schools, and certainly the paraprofessional teacher preparation grant program is designed to help them enroll and complete their education. Finally, the Gilbert Matching Grant Program is the sister program to Cash Grant. Gilbert is oriented to our private independent colleges, and these programs, both Cash Grant and Gilbert, are allocated out to campuses, which in turn make them available to eligible students based on certain guidelines. But these are just really a few of the financial aid programs that are part of our portfolio, and we make available to campuses either through our mass aid system or we allocate out to campuses directly. Last but not least, a program that may be dear to you is a Christian Further Scholarship Program that's been here in Massachusetts, operating since 1972, I believe, and it looks to receive nominations from high schools, community agencies, and others that are working with youth that have been that have encountered challenges in their upbringing, but yet have remained in school, have participated in their communities, and are very involved. And we collect each year about on average, about 300 applications, and it's a very fairly lengthy process that requires that the student not only complete the application, but also submit letters of recommendations, personal essays, and transcript. We do have a very active committee in our office that reviews those applications, and in the end, we hope to come up with 25 students, and we always do, that meet the requirements and whom we believe to are really hold the promise to move on to college and do well and hopefully become alumni of the program. When all goes well, we have a ceremony that we have at the State House, normally around the end of May. But the application for the Hurd Scholarship should be going out next month, and we plan to have some training sessions to which the guidance community will be invited, and we'll have an opportunity to review the application and take questions in that group. But that really is all that we have for you this morning, and certainly now we are more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much. Let me see. I do see another question. So how could an out-of-state student who attends college in Massachusetts take advantage of these scholarships?
These scholarships are all geared to residents of the Commonwealth. So if a student comes in from out of state, it will not qualify for these scholarship opportunities.
Thank you. And could you show the FAFSA completion data that you showed a little bit earlier? And just want to confirm that that is just Massachusetts numbers for the year.
Yes, as Allison returns to that screen, I can confirm that these are all Massachusetts numbers for all students who have completed a FAFSA. Obviously, again, as Allison mentioned, after a very challenging 24-25 award year, we are now returning to normal, so to speak. Obviously, our 26-27 numbers are just coming in, but so far we are feeling fairly optimistic and happy that the shutdown at the federal level will hopefully complete soon, and we'll get more better traction, faster completion.
That's
Yeah,
good.
with the FAFSA opening on time this year in October, or even a little bit before, we're hopeful that those numbers will go back up this year for sure.
Yes, I know it's been so hard to track because the last 3 years it's been different dates and all kinds of craziness. So good. I'm glad we're in a good place. Thank you.
Sure.
And let me see. Oh, okay. We have a few more questions. Um, so you mentioned that the MASFA would probably launch this month. Do you know sort of the timeline for that? When do students hear back about their financial aid if they complete the MASFA? I know that's school by school, but you can.
Allison?
Yeah, well, with the 26-27 MASFA, the information will be in MassAid right away. So there shouldn't be as many delays as there has been in previous years. Schools will have the information more readily available to them, and students will have the opportunity to apply for additional state financial aid, like the early childhood educator scholarship and things of that nature, all within the same platform that they're filing their MASFA on.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. That's been a lot of work you have all put into that process. If a student comes from outside the country and attends a Mass public school for 2 years, can they fill out a MASFA a year after they receive their high school diploma?
If our legal staff were here in this morning, I would probably defer to them. But based on just the question itself, my impression is that that student probably would not be eligible unless they had the citizenship condition that would warrant their eligibility to complete the MASFA application. Obviously, the tuition equity law is very precise in terms of the type of the students that qualify for it. Certainly, I'm not an expert on immigration law, and but I think it would have to see what the conditions are that brought the student to this country and take it from there. But it's not as clear cut as we perhaps can think of it to be this morning. But it depends on the circumstances under which the student arrived here in the United States.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. What do you have any advice that you would give to a student who doesn't meet the high school completer status, but wishes to attend either 2 or 4-year degrees, colleges?
Yeah, if that's the case, then you'd have a very hard time accessing financial aid. And I know some schools make some financial aid available. Even in the public sector, there are certain presidential scholarships that are available. Obviously, not too many of them, but if they don't qualify for either the FAFSA or the MASFA, it'll be very difficult to secure the financial aid they would need to attend.
Yeah. And a couple more. Just to be clear, students who already have a bachelor's degree are not eligible for any of those state programs you went through.
That is correct. Our financial programs are geared, with the exception of a few, I should mention, more recently we've had a proliferation, perhaps, of programs such as behavioral health and others that are available at the graduate level. But by and large, the programs that I shared with you earlier and many others are simply available for undergraduate studies.
Yes. And two more, I think two more good ones. Now this one might have a lot of thought behind it, but is there a way to track MASFA completion?
There will be, and I think that as we move the application to Mass Aid, we'll have better opportunities to track it. Obviously, if we needed to do that for a very specific reason, we could really even use the current platform under which students are completing the form. But certainly under Mass Aid, it'll be a lot easier to track and report on.
Okay. And then it seems like this is the last one. Can you elaborate on the income requirements for the Mass Grant Plus expansion?
Yeah, so the Management Plus expansion looks to assist families that are earning up to, there's so many definitions of it. It's the median income in Massachusetts, and there's also a certain number, I believe it's $150,000, but we found that it would be a lot simpler if we converted it to SAI, because that's a number that's rarely calculated and the financial aid office can track with more ease in their operation. So the family has to have SCI up to $15,000. And obviously, we don't expect these families to qualify for Pell either. So these are families who are not eligible for Pell and obviously will not be eligible for the Mass Grant program either, that are able to get this one half of the tuition and fees on a book allowance met at a 4-year public university, whether it's the United States University or the Massachusetts UMass system.
Thank you. And lastly, I will just share, because I received some questions about it, I will be sharing the recording, the link to the recording that will be on our website, along with the slides that Robert and Allison shared today. So you'll receive that. I used to always say tomorrow, but you know, I give myself a little grace, and the others at MEFA pulling this together. Within a couple of days, you will receive a link, so you'll have all of this at your fingertips to go back to and review or share with colleagues, because this has been a good amount of information, very clear, very streamlined, and very positive for all that's happening within state aid. So I want to thank you both, Robert and Allison. And thank you all for participating and for your good questions. And I hope you'll have a great day. Thanks a lot.